The greatest championship courses do not punish golfers. They invite courage, reward imagination, and reveal character. I want you to just let that sink in for a second. Think about the absolute best, most memorable rounds of golf you've ever watched on TV, or maybe even played yourself. The truly great courses out there, they aren't just physical tests of how far you can hit a ball. They're deeply psychological arenas. So today, we're going to explore the mind of the man who arguably understood this better than anyone else in the history of the sport. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're uncovering the genius of A.W.Tillinghast, the master of championship drama. It is so fascinating to see how course design literally shapes human behavior and performance under extreme pressure. Tillinghast, you see, he didn't just push some dirt around in plant grass. No way. He transformed golf from a simple walk in the park into a gripping, high-stakes psychological and physical battleground. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the master of drama, then look at the hallmarks of heroic architecture, and explore his bunkers that tell stories. From there, we'll tour the championship masterpieces, and wrap the whole shebang up with the art of drama. Section 1. The Master of Drama. Building Arenas for Greatness. By the time the 1920s rolled around, A.W.Tillinghast was the absolute go-to architect for clubs dreaming of hosting the game's biggest events. 265. That is the number of golf courses he designed, remodeled, or heavily influenced across North America. It's an arresting figure for sure, but his towering reputation was built on so much more than just drawing up pretty landscapes. He was building true crucibles for greatness. He created courses that demanded you use absolutely every single club in your bag. Every decision mattered. Every mistake carried severe consequences. And honestly, this is the magic of his design. Every bold choice offered the genuine possibility of greatness. This was a philosophy that took an ordinary round of golf and turned it into an unforgettable experience. Moving on to Section 2, Hallmarks of Heroic Architecture, the Tools of the Trade. Let's open up his architectural toolkit to see exactly how he forged these demanding arenas. And this brilliantly illustrates his whole approach. Looking at his architect's scorecard, we see this heavy reliance on heroic architecture, bold strategic bunkering, and these incredibly memorable green complexes. He forced players into agonizing risk and reward decisions, culminating in super dramatic finishing holes, all tied together by championship caliber routing. Basically, if you were playing a Tillinghast course, pure power alone would never cut it, but pure caution wouldn't work either. You had to be a totally complete player to survive his designs. Which tees us up perfectly for Section 3, Bunkers that Tell Stories, the Psychology of Hazards. We really have to talk about his most famous weapon, because Tillinghast didn't just dig holes and fill them with sand. He built actual characters into the landscape. Some tempt, others intimidate. It's almost like personification, right? These bunkers aren't just passive hazards. They're active participants in the game. They create this intense psychological drama before you even pull a club out of your bag. Through some brilliant visual trickery, his bunkers often look much larger and way more menacing than they actually are, playing a total mind game with the golfer right on the tee box. So the absolutely crucial point here is this. Tillinghast designed with major championships already in his mind's eye. He wanted his courses to identify truly deserving champions. To do that, he forced these incredible story-creating moments, a daring carry over a massive expanse of sand, a miraculous recovery from deep rough, a dramatic approach to a heavily sloping green. He demanded both physical execution and extreme mental fortitude to reveal what he called the complete golfer. Section 4. The Championship Masterpieces. 6 Legendary Tests. Let's look at the legendary arenas where this drama actually plays out. Let's move to and see how this builds his incredible portfolio, because the sheer variety is just staggering. You have Baltusrol out in New Jersey, where he redesigned both the lower and upper courses, creating layouts that balance intense challenge with this remarkable elegance. The lower course is wide enough to encourage aggressive play, but strategic enough to really punish careless choices. Then you have Ridgewood, also in New Jersey, famous for its natural rhythm, where elevation changes create amazing visual drama, and every single hole introduces a fresh challenge. It's just a masterclass in variety. But then there is Bethpage Black. If you're a golf fan, you know this legendary warning sign perfectly. It greets every visitor before the opening tee shot. Bethpage Black is his public masterpiece. He proved that elite, massive bunkered, strategic architecture didn't have to belong exclusively to private country clubs. Everyday golfers could face the exact same demanding carries as the game's elite. And it was that very vision that led Bethpage Black to host the 2002 U.S. Open, becoming the first truly public course to host America's national championship. And hey, speaking of the U.S. Open, we have to talk about Winged Foot, located just outside New York City. The West Course, in particular, is known as the ultimate championship test. It features terrifyingly narrow driving corridors, deep, intimidating bunkers, and incredibly subtle green contours. It honestly has a reputation for exposing every single weakness in a pro's game. But here is the pure genius of Winged Foot. It remains completely, perfectly fair. Why? Because every challenge is entirely visible to you. The decision always belongs to the player. To really appreciate his range, compare that unapologetic brutality of Winged Foot to the quiet sophistication of Quaker Ridge. It has inviting fairways and understated bunkers, relying on pure strategic subtlety. Or look over at the San Francisco Golf Club, where he showed incredible restraint. Instead of massive, dramatic earth-moving, he let the course blend effortlessly into the natural, rolling California contours, rewarding a player's imagination over brute power. His architectural range was simply off the charts. Section 5. The Art of Drama. The Tillinghast Legacy. So, where exactly does he sit in the pantheon of great golf course architects? Now, what's really interesting about this slide is juxtaposing Tillinghast against his most famous peers. While Donald Ross was known for subtle elegance and Alistair Mackenzie for artistic beauty, Tillinghast's unique flavor was drama. And importantly, not theatrical excess, but deep emotional engagement. He wanted you to feel something on every single shot. Tillinghast believed that great golf should stir both the mind and the heart. His courses encourage courage. They demand unwavering commitment, and they reward true conviction. He didn't want to just intimidate you. He wanted to inspire you. When you play his masterpieces, you weren't just walking on grass. You, the golfer, become an active part of the story. And that is exactly why his championships are always unforgettable. So, I'll leave you with this question to ponder. With all of our modern technology, the massive titanium drivers, the scientifically optimized golf balls, why do Tillinghast's courses still severely test the absolute best players in the world nearly a century later? It's a fascinating mystery of design, and it perfectly sets the stage for our next explainer, where we're going to dive into his enduring legacy, his incredible restoration work during the Great Depression, and the modern architects who carry his torch today. Until then, stay curious and keep learning.